Welcome back to the course, friends. So in the last video we have discussed, we tried to build an app that will update the question whenever we answer that question, and it will go to the next question. But that thing didn't happen because we were using a stateless, we extend a stateless widget class for my app. So in this case we need to extend, my app needs to extend a stateful widget class. So let us first understand what is a stateless widget and what is a stateful widget. So in our case, when we need an app where the, you can say, the user interface is mostly static, we can go with the stateless widget. For example, this text widget, it just needs an input of text and it renders that thing on the screen, and then its job is over. So whenever we are trying to update the data externally, we can always, the external data is that we can restart the app, and that changes, we can change this to, this is, this text new is in app bar. Okay, so to push that change onto the screen, we have to restart this application. So now I perform the hot restart, and you can see that our text is changed on the app bar. This text new is in the app bar. So every time when we have to change, we have to restart the app, and that is the external change that we are providing to our app. But this is not the case, or not the app we want to build. We want to change the state of the app internally when the user click this button. So to have, to bring that change into the screen, or where our question text is changes to the next question, we have to use stateful widget, so that we can we can internally change the state of the app. So let us convert this into a stateful widget. So to convert this thing, first we will go to this stateless widget thing, and instead of stateless widget we will go for stateful widget. So what happens, this stateful widget, and put a curly brace here as it is a separate class, and stateful widget comes in pair with another class use my app, the name we have for our class, and then write state. It is a naming convention that is helpful to the programmer. Extends state. So both of these classes, and just start a curly brace here. So what these both of these classes are provided by this material dot package, and now we have one stateful widget. My app extends stateful widget class, and then we made the connection to that between these two classes. So the question arises, why do we have two states or two different classes? So one thing that is we need to have a persistent state, and with that we need to change the data on the screen. So to have a persistent thing, we have this thing where we maintain the state of our app, and here we are ready to have whatever changes or whatever changes they are pushed on the app, we will have it here. So now we have two different classes, whereas state is a more generic class, and we need to connect these two classes together. So what we do, we write my app inside this thing. This is a pointer to this class. This thing tells the Flutter, this pointer tells the Flutter that this state belongs to this my app class. Now this is one part of the connection, and for the other part, the other way around, we use the method create state method, and when I hit this thing, you can see it automatically bring that method and its code on that, thanks to the Android Studio for this thing. And as we have already discussed, that override tells us that we are deliberately overriding this method, not accidentally but deliberately overriding this create state method which is present in this class. So here we have our create state method, which returns a state object of type state. And now let us remove this thing, and we will return my app state method here. So what happened here, this is a, so this create state method, we will discuss it once again. This create state method will return an object of type state which will have stateful widget class. So this my app, we return this my app state object. So this is what we have, state my app state and extends state. So we have a two-way connection here. I again repeat, friends, here we have created an object of this class which knows about this class. So in this way we connected these two pieces together, these two classes together. So now the things are set. Just one thing, that is we use the set state function which takes in arguments as an anonymous function. Set state function takes argument an anonymous function. An anonymous function we have already discussed in the previous videos. If you didn't know what are anonymous function, you go to the previous video and check it. And inside this set state function, what we will do, we will update the property or the variable where we are going to add one to it. So yeah, here we have it. I just, so this is what need to be updated whenever user clicks on the question. So now we have our code ready, where we preserve our state and we can give the internal input or internal, you can say, uh, change to the state. And every time a state change is sensed by the Flutter goes to that thing and update that widget which is used by this, and it will rendered on the screen finally. So as this app, in this case, since we have changed the state and everything, we need to reload or restart this app. Hot reload will not work, and we will go for hot restart. And now please uh, look at the this question text, what is your age? And if I press this, do you have any of these symptoms? So now our state is changed, and what Flutter did, it just fetched that question from the list of questions. Now we have achieved what we want, but if I click it once again, we will get in out of range errors, as we have only two questions in this list, and we are checking the third element or second element exactly if we go by 0, 1 and 2 in the list which didn't exist. So we will discuss that thing in the next lecture. I hope you like this lecture. If I know this is a tough concept, but it will just be with the course, and it will be cleared in other examples and when we are using some more widgets, and I hope you will get those things. If you like the video, kindly give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Thanks for listening.